What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. Don't forget to go check us out over on Spotify. The full show of an hour and 15 minutes is right over there. We have China Doll coming in later on in the show. Today, I'm actually happy about talking about this subject. No Shame from Four for the Road did a video about talking about knuckling up instead of using guns. And he has started a movement here that I'm hoping a lot of creators jump aboard on and help promote this. I know if you go to HarleyLiberty.com, you'll see the banner for it. You can click through it to tell you about the merchandise, all that stuff. He wants to give at least 50% to the victims of violence of club stuff. And it's something that I'd have to say about time. About time that somebody's taking up the mantle and going out there and trying to make things better for the scene. Because let's just face it, what has been happening down in Texas and quite frankly all over the United States in the last couple years has really put a tarnish on MCs as a whole. But let's take a look at this video from No Shame.
At least 5 motorcyclists shot in separate locations.
Top story this Memorial Day, a shooting between rival motorcycle gangs.
At a shooting at Hatmaker's Bar.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Police in Northwest Houston say a group of bikers shot and killed a man on a motorcycle.
And if you guys are anything like me, I'm getting pretty tired of hearing about stories like this. As legend goes, there used to be a time in this world where people could pull over on the side of the road, have a little scrap, and share a beer at some point down the road, and that was the end of it. Now it seems like the more common scenario is people pulling out guns, shooting each other, and then that's fucking that, man. There's certain actions that you take that there's no coming back from. So what I'm trying to do is reintroduce a culture of people knuckling up instead of pulling out guns. The world ain't a perfect place, and you're gonna have problems with people every now and then. But when did men become so pussified that they were scared to take an ass whooping and had to shoot somebody and make sure he didn't go home to his family at the end of the day? Riding bikes with our brothers is supposed to be something that we do because we love it and because we enjoy the lifestyle. So why the fuck are we sitting here worrying about whether our brothers are going to make it home at night? So if you guys have some time, I want you to go over and check out knuckleup.com. That's knuckle-up.com. This is a project that I'm starting that will hopefully promote exactly what I'm talking about. People putting down the guns, putting down the weapons, settling things like men, and making sure that all these little beefs and scraps aren't the end-all be-all scenario in somebody's life. We've got too many people behind bars or in the ground to keep doing this shit to each other. So I want to take a minimum 50% of the proceeds that I raise off anything that's sold on the site is going to go directly towards helping families that are affected by violence in the motorcycle club community. Then anything that doesn't go directly to that families, I want to put towards doing something. Like maybe we host a fucking smokers at local fucking MMA gyms or boxing gyms or whatnot. Fucking get people to put their fucking money where their mouth is. I want to start promoting people that are doing shit the right way. You know, we constantly talk about how we're not gangs, that we're clubs, and then we give the media every fucking reason to paint us in this fucking light.
They say rival biker gangs are behind a deadly shootout.
There's people out here in our community, and we're letting them in, and they're bringing with them this mentality of this fucking criminal gangbanger mindset. And we've gotten so far away from what motorcycling actually is, from what motorcycle clubs actually started as. We should be a community that takes care of each other because we're all out here doing the same fucking thing. So help me out, guys, because this is going to take more than me. It's going to take the entire community. Go check out the site. If you guys got questions or suggestions or whatever, please let me know. This is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I know I'm not the only one that's been thinking about it. So appreciate you guys, and look forward to hearing what y'all think about it.
Powerful stuff right there from No Shame. It is something that's really needed now, especially after this incident down there, because motorcycle profiling is really going to ramp up down there. It's already bad. It's like the center of how the cops do stuff down there, but now it's just going to get worse, and it's going to get worse not only just for clubs, but it's going to get worse for all motorcyclists in general, because that's what they do down there. And let's face the facts. You do get sick and tired of hearing this kind of stuff on the news. I kind of am going to lighten it up in a second, doing some fundraiser stuff. But it's like, wow, man, exactly right about clubs policing their own, meaning put them through that process, man. If they got any gang tendencies, any criminal tendencies, isn't it better to get them out now than to have to deal with a situation later down the road, which could put many of your brothers in harm's way as far as this kind of stuff, or a RICO? I just don't think it's worth it, because you got to ask yourself, if a brother is willing to do dirt openly, then he don't care about you as a brother. He don't care what heat he's going to bring on you. Hopefully a lot of people are seeing what's happening out there, because it has gotten terrible. It just has. So don't forget to go visit him over on, I think it's Twitter, and then the actual website is pretty cool, man. Go over there and support the cause. Here over at EerieNewsNow.com, firefighters, others come together for, quote, Ride to Remember, to honor the lives lost in the Oklahoma City bombing. Boy, was that something else, man, when that popped off. My goodness gracious. That was the second biggest bomb and terrorist attack done by Timothy McVeigh. He was a cuckoo. Very much a cuckoo. But anyway, there was a lot of kids in that building, and it was just a rough time in the 90s. You know, everybody was going batshit crazy. You had Waco, then you had Ruby Ridge, and then you had this. And let's face it, the government at the time is no better than it was today, let me tell you. Anyway, Oklahoma will never forget what happened 28 years ago. 168 people died. 168. My God, I remember that. It was everywhere. When terrorists detonate a bomb at the Alfred Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City. Now every year around this time, firefighters and others come together for a ride to remember. Motorcycle riders from the near and far come to remember. Many are retired firefighters who responded to that bombing. Quote, one of the things that caught my attention right away, right out in front of the Regency Apartments, was the axle from the Ryder truck that embedded in a vehicle that was parked outside the Regency Tower apartment. That's a retired Oklahoma City Fire Department from the Wind and Fire Motorcycle Club, and they are a great club, man. Them and Red Knights, I really do like the firefighter stuff. They do good for a lot of people. Now, he didn't go in until the third day. What impressed him was a 8-story building stacked up 1 story high. And if you don't know the bombing, go look on YouTube, go look at some of these other sites, and you'll see just how bad it was, and just think there was a preschool in that thing. For 16 years, these riders have honored the 168 people who died. And it's funny, man. Nobody ever hears about the Oklahoma City bombing anymore, because we said we will never forget, and we are going to honor them. Whether there's 15 or 1,500 of us riding, we'll always honor it. Beautiful stuff with that ride to remember for the Oklahoma City bombing. Good stuff. Centaur Motorcycle Club hosts Lip Sync Battle Extra for charity fundraiser. The Lip Sync Battle Ultra began with the ideal of bringing the clubs and organizations of Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and beyond together as a way to raise funds for 501c charities and strengthen our relationship as leather clubs and members of the LGBTQ plus community after COVID-19. Okay, wow, did this one take me, didn't it? Oh my goodness gracious, am I embarrassed? See, I usually read the titles of these things and then go through the story with yous. Oh my goodness gracious, Hollywood, but I ain't banging anyone. Hosted by the Centaur Motorcycle Club at the Red Bear Brewery, Lip Sync Battle Ultra was held on April 1st. The venue serving as a perfect choice for the event. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. I think I'm done. Hey, I report news from all over the place, but yeah, we're going to go to the second half of the show right now. Hollywood, cake on his face, all that good stuff. You got me. I admit it. Holy cow, I'm going to start reading freaking articles from now on. We'll see you in the second half of the show with China Doll. We're going to be talking about, yes, get this. They just signed a bill down in Florida giving the death penalty. The jurors only have to do an 8-4 type of thing and no longer has to be a majority, and a lot of other good news that we covered. We'll be right back after this.
Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. Subscribe to China Doll's Viper Pit to get your dose of the world according to China Doll. Real and honest opinions on what's happening in the world today. Join the Queen Viper and take a walk on the wild side of life on China Doll Viper Pit on YouTube today. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or some wacky tobacco and sit back and bust a gut. Do you claim that you can party? Do you think you can keep the pace all night? Join Hollywood and Marco from Marco's Motorcycle Nation as they live stream the Midwest Chopper Fest July 22nd. Gates open at noon. Chopper, bobber, exotic, custom, and vintage classes. Midwest Chopper will also be adding a Best in Show category, the Ronster Trophy. Of course, there will be live music, food, and booze available, plus other shenanigans. Get what I mean? Bring your choppers and come party and hang out with Hollywood from Insane Throttle and Marco from Marco's Motorcycle Nation at the Midwest Chopper Fest and 304 Bickman Road, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin.